And for years, men like me and others have warned you that this would happen. And what happened? La 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 la. Stupid men, stupid patriarchy, you know nothing. And instead, y'all were giving out Women of the Year awards to biological males. So, this is the fruits of your labor. Yo, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. And very recently, a federal court, appeals court, struck down, said no, deal with it. Struck down an appeal presented by some young ladies, which I will say this, because everyone knows my stance. I'm glad this is happening. But I will say to them, the very few that have their head screwed on straight, at least as far as this goes, I do feel for you. I want to get that out of the way. I do feel for you. Because you are the victim of something that shouldn't be happening. But you are a casualty that is needed right now to prove a larger point. So I am sorry for you. But let's get into the story. Federal court rejects challenge from female athletes to Connecticut transgender sports policy. Federal appeals court unpersuaded by arguments against letting biological males who identify as female compete on girls and women's sports teams. We already know who this debacle of a human is. Very accomplished athletically. 4 female athletes who sought to overturn a Connecticut policy that permits males who identify as female to compete in girls' athletic events have lost their case in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. A 3-judge panel of the federal court affirmed a lower court decision Friday dismissing Seoul versus Connecticut Association of Schools, Inc., in which plaintiffs argued that the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference policy allowing transgender students to compete on girls' teams put biological female athletes at a disadvantage and deprived them of honors and opportunities. You're correct. You're correct. And for years, men like me and others have warned you that this would happen. And what happened? La 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 la. Stupid men, stupid patriarchy, you know nothing. And instead, y'all were giving out Women of the Year awards to biological males. So, this is the fruits of your labor. So, you can continue to undo the patriarchy because you know best, and I need more of this to happen. Oh yeah. Plaintiffs had asked the court for an injunction to alter track records and erase the victories of 2 transgender athletes, biological males who broke 17 girls' track meet records and took 15 women's state track championship titles. Yo, I feel bad for the ones that were robbed, unless you thought you had a chance and you thought there was no real big difference. Then let this be a lesson learned. The 4 track athletes, Selena Soule, Chelsea Mitchell, Alana Smith, and Ashley Nicoletti, and their mothers were represented by the Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF. ADF attorneys argued that permitting transgender athletes to compete on girls' teams results in students who are born female having materially fewer opportunities for victory, public recognition, athletic scholarships, and future employment than students who are born males. They alleged this is a violation of Title IX rules against sex discrimination. Isn't that fucking ironic? So as you undo the patriarchy, you are left with biological males LARPing as you, taking your opportunities. You did this to yourself. When the patriarchy was in full swing, this wouldn't happen. Would not happen. So thank the sisterhood for this nonsense. Thank them. A district court previously dismissed the lawsuit on grounds that the request to block the transgender inclusion policy was moot, since the true trans athletes in question had already graduated, and also that the four female athletes lacked standing to demand records to be altered. This is hilarious. Isn't it like ironic though, like I just said, that as they undo the patriarchy and women started having more decisions to be made, all they did was shoot themselves in the foot? I mean, you can't write a better script. You can't. Like the district court, we are unpersuaded with respect to the claim for an injunction to alter records that plaintiffs have established the injury in fact and redressability requirements for standing. Both fail for reasons of speculation, the Second Circuit judges wrote. And because we conclude that the CIAS and its member schools did not have adequate notice that the policy violates Title IX, indeed they had notice to the contrary. Plaintiffs' claims for damages must be dismissed. Ouch! Yeah, you lost to this fucking bitch Chad. That's what this is. You got Chadwinked, okay? Not hoodwinked, but you got Chadwinked. You're there looking at second place, I presume, to a fucking man. To a fucking man. And I guarantee you this nut job was probably in 2015, 2016, toting the line. Now you're realizing you got fucked over. So it is what it is. Second Circuit opinion also relied on the Supreme Court's decision in Bostock versus Clayton, which ruled that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act prohibition of discrimination on the basis of sex. Ooh, man, that's tasty. Includes discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity or expression. I wonder if that was added on later, because that doesn't seem like something that would have been put in back then, but who knows. The court noted the language in Title IX is identical to that of Title VII. Thus, it cannot be said that the policy, which prohibits discrimination based on a student's transgender status by allowing all students to participate on gender-specific teams consistent with their gender identity, falls within the scope of Title IX's proscriptions, the judges wrote. Damn. How much longer is this? Okay, right here. Oh, yeah, now look at this shit. Getting destroyed, absolutely annihilated. I think there were two. Yeah, look at, so this one and this one are both biological men. Look at this white girl gasping for air. I feel so bad. Greta Thunberg right here is getting absolutely destroyed. Today's ruling is a critical victory for fairness, equality, and inclusion. Hey, these are the guys you want on your side, the allies. Come on, Joshua Block. Keep it going, player. Senior staff attorneys for the ACLU's LGBTQ and HIV project. What? Okay. But then if I were to link that with that community, they would call me a homophobic. But okay. The court rejected the baseless zero-sum arguments. Yeah, science. Don't be a science denier. Presented by the opposition to this policy, and ultimately found transgender girls have as much a right to play as cisgender girls under Title IX. Oh, this is spicy. This critical victory strikes at the heart of political attacks against transgender youth, while helping ensure that every young person has the right to play. Hey, sounds right to me. We're all for equality. Everyone's the same. Everyone's equal, right? Come on, guys, don't backtrack now. Equal is equal. Equal, doesn't mean in different circumstances. We're equal. Come on. The Second Circuit got it wrong, and we're evaluating all legal options, including appeal. ADF Senior Counsel Christina Kafer said in a statement, "Our clients, like all female athletes, deserve access to fair competition." It is fair. This is what you asked for. Thankfully, a growing number of states are stepping up to protect women's athletics. Okay, that's good. That's good. People are actually starting to wake up. We just need a mass awakening, reckoning of what the fuck is going on. 18 Republican-controlled states have enacted fairness in women's sports legislation. that aims to prevent biological males from competing on girls' and women's sports teams. Bravo. Good job. Supporters say that these laws are needed to protect female athletes from unfair competition, while opponents say they are discriminatory and hateful towards transgender people. This is what we talked about. The slippery slope, the one that these people said didn't exist. We've been saying, if this happened, then this will happen. And then when this happens, this will happen. You know, smart people think ahead. They see things before they happen. They're stupid and manipulative, and easily manipulated. And now that all their stupid ideas were rolled out, and they have to actually suffer the consequences of said stupid ideas, now they're realizing the error of their ways, and it's wonderful to watch. I wish I had some popcorn. I'd be like, nom, 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 nom. But I don't. So it is what it is. I can sit here and laugh. Look at that. It's discriminatory and hateful. Don't use your cis privilege. I mean, isn't it just all the things that they were throwing on dudes? Now they're getting it thrown their way. It's beautiful. The irony is so rich. Polls have shown that Americans are increasingly accepting of transgender people. Ooh, that means we need this to happen in probably combat sports. That's probably what it means. And whoever the lady is, if you take that bout, I pray there's no permanent damage, but you're gonna need to get your ass kicked for people to wake up. But majorities disagree with the permitting biological males to compete on girls and women's sports teams. Oh, okay, got you. I didn't read that far. A Washington Post University of Maryland survey released in June found that 58% of them, only 58%, said transgender women and girls should not be allowed to compete in sports with other women and girls at the collegiate level, and 55% said, barely over half. Are we fucking? This is no. That can't be real. You're telling me barely over half of people realize how crazy this is? We need more. A whopping 68% of respondents said that if transgender girls are allowed to compete against biological girls in youth sports, transgender girls would have a competitive advantage over other girls. That's not whopping. 68% is low. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this whole thing. Do you want it to just stop right now and everyone just magically wake up and realize how crazy this is? Or do you feel the way I do, where it needs to happen more and more and more drastically and just more dramatically for there to be a real change? Because like I said, it's in law now. You fucked up so bad, you put it in the law. So something so drastic needs to happen for you to undo these laws. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, motherfucker.